Good morning, Stampers. It's Teppy Schwartzel, and I'm from AridDesertDesigns.com, and I'm coming to you from the lovely and sunny Anthem, Arizona. And I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and have been with them for about a year now. One of the things that we do is I give you these free videos and help you maybe try and get your creativity going, because believe me, today was not one of my most creative days. I'm sitting there going, what am I going to do? I mean, usually I have my cards and everything done on Sunday and everything's all set up and ready to go, but I had another project I had to get done and got together with family for Sunday evening. So I was scrambling this morning and I couldn't for the life of me think of anything to come up with, and just started playing around with some stuff, and played around today with, now this is from the Coordination product release, and I was using, or looking at, this is called Please Just Punch Designer Series paper. And what it is, we've got several products that have either dies or stamp sets or punches that came out in the 2020 January to June mini catalog. And to be able to continue to use some of those products, they came up with some beautiful new paper, and like I said, it's called the Please Just Punch Designer Series paper. This is the paper that I used today, and here is a look at some of the other paper. One of the things that this goes along with our heart punch pack that was in the mini catalog. And then this one is also from the mini catalog, and it's got umbrella punches in it. It's really cute. I have not gotten that one. And this one is also in the mini catalog, and that goes with the small bloom punch. So you can punch these figures out of the paper. So let's see if there were any more. There's the back. These are two-sided. Oh, and then also the timeless tulips. That's really pretty. I didn't get that one, and I might still get it. Who knows? Okay, so I also today, when coming up with this idea, am way out of my comfort zone in colors. I am not a big yellow fan. I do love turquoise and aquas and those colors. But as you see here, we've got, this is, I think it's Pool Party. And I believe it's either Daffodil Delight or Crushed Curry. But what I decided to do today was use Pool Party and the Daffodil Delight, because I'm using these three, I'm going to punch these three hearts out. Okay, so we'll put that away and put this away so it doesn't get damaged. One of the things before we get going, if you decide that you would like to purchase anything from me, you can go to Arid Desert Designs. That will show you exactly how to get to my Stampin' Up! Store. There's a host code that you can use. If you spend under $150, please use this host code. If you spend $150 or more, then you don't use this host code. You will get your own rewards. You'll get all kinds of goodies from Stampin' Up! And I would love you for it. I would love to be your demonstrator. Let's get going. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated today. I have absolutely no idea why. But like I said, these are colors I really usually don't, like I said, I like Pool Party, but I'm not a big yellow fan. But this is the card I came up with today. And it's going to be using some products that probably haven't been used a whole lot. So I will show you what those are. Let's see. Let me get this stuff out here. Today we will be using Pool Party ink. I will be using a die from the Painted Poppies. This is the die I'll be using. This one here, if I can get it up. And that is the sentiment over here. Okay, and a Sea of Textures. I purchased this. This was the first thing I purchased because I just loved it. My husband and I used to scuba dive. We can't anymore. And I will be using this particular stamp. That's going to be the background stamp. And I also used the sentiment, thanks for reaching out and you're one of a kind. The other thing that I used today is it's called the Pinewood Planks. I don't think this is this a 3D? Hold on just a second. Let me just check it out here. Yes, it is a 3D embossing folder. The other thing I'm going to be using, and this was in the Celebration, the first release of the Celebration catalog. Now, what Celebration is, it's going on from, started in January, it's going to go through March the 31st of this year. And what that is when you buy $50 worth of product, you can get a free item out of here. These two little icons, this one says $50 and this one says $100. So with $50 purchase, you can pick out, if that little icon is there, then you can pick out that particular item and you get it for free. If you were to spend $150, all right, then you would either get three $50 items, or you could get a $100 item and a $50 item. See, like here, we've got the Lily Pads dies. That was free for a $100 purchase, and then the stamps that go with it were free for a $50 purchase. So there's several items in here. This is the metallic Baker's Twine sequins and combo pack. That's what I used today. Unfortunately, this has completely gone out of stock, and that's one of the things during Celebration is they only order so much, and after it's gone, it's gone. So that's going to be a hot item people will probably be looking for later on. Now, if you were to decide to become a discount shopper, it's $99 and you get $129 worth of product. You get to pick out whatever you want. It's not a preset kit. You pick out what you want, and if you sign up during Celebration, like I said, this ends March the 31st, you will, in addition to getting your $129 worth of products of your choosing, you will also get, sorry, my catalogs are all marked up. You will get a 6x6 packet of paper, and there are 48 sheets in there. You will also get this adorable, let me get that, mini cutter. Absolutely adorable. And it is very precise. It can just cut a sliver off. It's self sharpening. And and you get another stamp set for free of your choosing, and you can pick it out of the annual catalog or the mini catalog. You can't pick it out of a Celebration catalog, or it cannot be a host gift. So and then after your first purchase, your kit, then anything that you purchase after that, you will get a 20% discount on whatever you purchase. The other thing that's included in the kit is you will get a it's a Paper Pumpkins subscription. You can buy it by the month. You can get it for 12 months. You can get it for 6 months. It's your choice. You can buy it month to month. But you will get a sample paper pumpkin kit. And in the kit, usually it has just about everything. The only thing you need, and you probably don't even need scissors. Excuse me. But they're fabulous, and a lot of them coordinate with everything that we've already got on in our books. There's always instructions in there, and they're either cards or 3D projects. So it's really a lot of fun, and probably really great if you got kids. Would be great to use that. Okay, so let's get going on the card. The first thing we've got is you need paper. Okay, so our pool party is 11 by 4 1/4, and I've already scored it at 5 1/2, and we'll just get that folded up right now and get my bone folder so I can get a nice crisp fold on it. Hold on just a second. Something came up on my screen. All right. And I'm not seeing my video. I hope this is live. So bear with me for just a second, folks. I just need to make sure this is going on. No, that's not it. There we go. Okay, I'm live. Just like to make sure everything's going in the right direction. Had a lot of problems when I first started trying to get it to be in the right direction. Okay, so we got that folded in half. We'll put that over here. And we have our hearts. We have, this was a scrap. I had already done the woodland embossing folder. This is Whisper White, and this is just, like I said, this is just a scrap. What you do is, this is actually the front of our folders, and there's a hinge back here, and you just put your paper in whichever way you want that grain. This is a wood grain die, and there's a line here, and what you do if you want it to be straight, you line it up on that line, and you run it through your embossing, your die cutting machine. Always run the hinge in first, because if you do it the other way, it will eventually break your hinge. And, you know, the only way you can get it back is to possibly put tape on it, but I don't know how well that will line everything up again. So this is the paper. This is the debossed side, and this is the embossed side. I'm going to use the debossed side today. Okay, and we have, what I've done is I have Daffodil Delight, and this is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And what I did is I cut it on the diagonal. I put it in my paper trimmer, and I put the points of this paper in that channel where the blade goes, and that cut out this piece for me. That's what goes here. Okay, so through the magic of camera, I already have that cut out. All right, and this is an interior piece, and this is going to be the same size. It's going to be 5 1/4 by 4 inches. That will go on the inside, so we'll save that for later. And I also already cut out, this is just a scrap of paper, and again, this is the painted poppies, and this is the die that I used. Just use that, and then I stamped on it, so we'll take care of that later. away. Okay, so that's already cut out. And we can put that over there. So the other thing I used was the heart punch pack, and I used both punches. One has a ruffle and the other has a smooth edge. So we're going to go ahead and punch out these hearts out of the designer series paper. And usually you turn this over because you've got to line it up. And there we go. One. Now, what you're going to find is you're going to have to cut these off as you go down. Okay, so what I use, and where did it was on top of here. I use a Post-it note to grab onto that heart. Sorry. And I put it down in the corner. Doesn't matter if you cut off part of your Post-it note. And then what I do is I just slide it in there, because if you use that small piece of paper, you're never going to get it in the right spot with your fingers. It just, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So this is just another way to take care of that problem. Okay, and we'll throw that away. And we'll do the last heart here. Just slide that in. Sorry, I'm just, okay, there we go. Okay, so you throw that away. So we're done with the heart punch. That's the smooth punch. Now we're going to use the wood grain to punch out the ruffled heart. And doesn't matter, you punch it where you, because you're not going to see that much of it anyway, because it's going to be behind this aqua color pool party heart. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna glue that. We're gonna glue this one to the white cardstock, Whisper White. Okay. Now, and we're done with that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and, this is the right size, yeah, okay. We're going to take the Daffodil Delight and glue that. Oh no, ooh, whoa, 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 Teppy, getting ahead of yourself here. What I did was I used this, it looks like netting from the Sea of Textures stamp set, and that's in our annual catalog. And I stamped out the entire pool party piece. So let's get that. And here's a little tip for your stamps. An easier way, there's only one container I haven't been able to open this way. Don't know why, but it was really stiff. It's just take your thumbs at the end and press down on the top and it pops open, and then you just slide it in place. So we're going to go ahead and, because we're going to be stamping off, I'm just going to take a, that's too big. Okay, let me get a piece of paper here. I just don't want to mess up my sheet behind here. So we're going to be stamping off a little bit. So I just want to have some paper to protect my paper. And I'd move it around. This is going to be your background. And you can overlap it. You can have open spaces. I did leave some open spaces. Okay, and I also stamped the Daffodil Delight with the same color Pool Party. Oh, and I got paper. I did get ink on everything. Good girl. Okay. Okay. The other thing I did on the inside sentiment is I stamped a couple of these on the inside piece also. And that's a piece of Whisper White. If I haven't told you, that's a piece of Whisper White that's 5 1/4 by 4. So we may as well go ahead and do that one while we've got the ink out. Let's get the stamping done. And you can put these anywhere you want. Okay, I think that we're done with that. We're done with that stamp. Hold on just a second. I also use my Simply Chamois. I know this looks disgusting, but it really takes the ink off. And all it does is it's water. You just put water on it, and it holds the ink in. I don't know where the ink goes, but it holds it. Okay, why don't we do our sentiment now? The one I used on the inside is You're One of a Kind, and the one I used on the outside is Thanks for Reaching Out. So I'm going to do the inside while I forgot the paper here. Let's make sure I got ink on there and not everywhere else. Make sure I'm straight here. Sorry. Like you said, I'm just discombobulated today. Okay, so that's done. And let me clean this off so I don't end up with ink everywhere, which I am really good at. Whoops, lost that. Okay, so now we're going to get this little sentiment guy. And it almost looks like clouds, this little thing. It's got an embossed, it almost embossed it a little bit. So we're going to just take that, and we're using the Thanks for Reaching Out. Sorry if my head gets in there. I hold it down for a couple seconds. There we go. Oh. So let me just quickly clean this. Get that out of the way. Okay, I think we are done stamping. So we'll close that up. And we'll get to putting this card together. Get this out of the way. Okay, so we are going to be using our multi-purpose glue, liquid glue. Oh, I have it out already. To adhere this Daffodil Delight panel down. And you don't have to get all the way to the edges. Remember that glue is going to kind of spread itself out when you get it down. So this is a little bit smaller than the base card. So with regard to borders, so I wanted it to be offset from the border, so you could see a little bit of that color all the way around. Okay. The other thing we did is first I put the two hearts, like I said, it might be crushed curry, but it could be Daffodil Light. And I'm not sure what color this is. So All right, we're going to glue these down directly to the paper, angling them a little bit. And this one's going to go at the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to take our, Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to put 3 dimensionals on the back of the heart. Okay, and we're going to take your pick tool and take the paper backing off. Okay. And we're just going to put this heart in a little bit different direction, just to give it some movement. We are also going to use our dimensionals on the sentiment. Oh, first we are going to use that ink again. Sorry about that. And that is right here. One of the things that I like to do is, instead of having to try and make a, another piece layered on back behind the sentiment, I take it and I put it in my ink pad and I just roll it so I get that color on the edge of my sentiment. I'm going to let that dry just a second so I don't get my fingers inky. Okay, and I also lean it forward a little bit so that it gets more on the front. There you go. I love that. Very easy. And now we're going to put some dimensionals on that. I only need 2 for that. Okay. And these things, you find them everywhere in the house. They attach to you like glue. Okay, and we're going to put that sentiment right up here. Make sure it's straight. Crooked there. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we've got our metallic Baker's Twine and Sequence Combo Pack. And we're going to use some of the sequins. Now, what I've done here is I took this. It usually takes me about 6 inches to make a bow. That's what we've done here. I doubled it because this is very thin, and I used about 12 inches total. And I leave it attached to my I don't know what, this tube, and I just doubled it. And so then what I did is I made a loop. You've got a loop there already, but I'm making a loop for the bow and placing it between my middle finger and my thumb. And then I come up behind and make a loop and then pull that through. And there we go. Now, and you have to play with this. Making a bow is not easy. And we got to pull these 2 out. Ooh, that one's already small. Wow, okay. All right, so then to tighten, then you got to tighten it up. Again, making a bow is a fussy thing. All right, and as you see, you've got that loop with that when you doubled over your thread. So you can either cut it and keep it long or trim it off. It's totally up to you, except that we've got a really short string here, so we're probably going to have to go a little bit shorter with it. Adorable! Isn't that cute? Okay, now we're going to be using a mini glue dot. And what I do is I pick it up with my take your pick tool, and I roll it up. And let's see which side we like better. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. So sometimes I roll it up in my fingers to get a little ball and grab it with my take your pick tool and just dab that down. These mini glue dots really work on the ribbon very well. So if you have a tough product that doesn't take to glue too well, always try a mini glue dot. There you go. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to open our sequins and try to open them without having them go everywhere. Well, that was easy. I mustn't have gotten it on there very tight. The other thing that we're going to use, this goes on the other end of your take your pick tool. It comes with this on there. The reason I don't keep it on there is because I kept finding, this has got like a putty on the end of it, and I kept finding that for whatever I was doing or however I was handling my tool, all the putty was coming out. I was somehow screwing that and the putty was coming out, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't use it all that often, but for the sequins I do. So what I'm just going to do is with a little dab of glue is place the sequins somewhat the way I did here. And let's put another one over here, and we'll get our putty and get an orange one here. I'm gonna have to kind of finagle this one because, oh no, these are flat. Okay, no, they're not. Oops, I thought they were a little bit more flat, so let's get that. I think I can still get it on there. There we go. And a little glue would never hurt anybody. Okay, so we're gonna get one of these pool party ones. Put that down there. And I always go in odd numbers when I'm doing this type of work. It just is more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So we're going to go 2 here. And I'm going to do 1 up here. And let's do the... Don't like that. Don't get on there. All right, let's put that up here. And let's get another. I like this. I like this blue. I think it coordinates really well with this. That's if I can get it on there. There we go. Okay, so we're done with the sequins. Okay, and now all we have to do is glue our inside sentiment into the card. And I use the multi-purpose liquid glue. And you are done. Quick, easy card. And I angst over this morning. Boy, I just did not think I was going to come up with anything, but I kind of like it, and I kind of like the colors. You know, if you have any questions, please give me a shout out on Facebook or on my blog. My blog is ariddesertdesigns.com, and you'll find all my previous recordings there. You'll also find me on YouTube, and that's Arid Desert Designs, and the words are all put together, no space between the words. And if you will like and share my video today, I would greatly appreciate it. That will help me continue to bring you these free videos and free tutorials on how to make these cards with these wonderful products from Stampin' Up. They do a marvelous job of coordinating products together. Again, this is Teppy Schwartzel, and I thank you for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks. Bye-bye.